Do you ever think about what would happen if we gave guns to potatoes? And no, I'm not talking about America. Today I'm talking about brotato. Well, this game answers that age-old question. Finally, we can see a weaponized potato in action, and it's pretty decent. I mean, look, he shoots the gun at the monsters that are attacking him, but like, look, it's only one gun, and he doesn't even shoot that quickly. Like, geez, that's really quite slow. The game is simple. Your potato will automatically attack with their weapon and will evolve and mutate into a gunslinging demigod. So yes, we have solved what happens when you give a potato a gun. It shoots at monsters. Job done, wrap it up, it's time to end the video. But wait, we can answer the next most age-old question. What happens if we were to give a potato 6 guns? Yes, that's right, 6 entire guns. Okay, it took a bit of time and saving and buying, but here we are. This is a fully weaponized potato equipped with 6 guns. This is the maximum amount of guns a potato can carry. Everyone knows that fact. It is simply impossible for them to hold more. The game simply wouldn't take it. We can do great damage, shoot enemies that spawn in, and of course continue to upgrade ourselves, but ultimately this is the limit of what we can achieve in terms of weaponizing our potato. And as any American will tell you, whilst having 1 gun is good and 6 guns is great, it's not going to be enough. I mean, what happens if the Brits come back and try to reinstate the immortal deity known as Queen Lizzie II? I mean, you need to have at least 10 guns to shoot down one of the giant mind-controlled T-blimps that we have, and if you don't do that, then we'll be able to use them to assert control and Britify those Yanks. So we need more guns, and that's where I step into the picture. Now, this game isn't released yet, which means that for a professional video game exploiter like me, this is a veritable treasure trove of potentially broken features. So yes, it's time for the Spiffing Brit to see if brotato is a perfectly balanced game, or if perhaps printing infinite guns is a problem. So when I say we're going to be printing infinite guns, there are a few ways in which we can do this, and a few characters that we can do this with. For example, with your average potato, you simply select the character you want to play, select the weapon you want to use, and wha-bam, you're away with that one weapon. Look, we have a taser. It's not very good. We are going to die here really quite quickly. But we don't need to limit ourselves to one taser. No. If we wanted multiple, then there's a few things we can do. The easiest exploit is simply to select the weapon that you want to have, then click on the weapon, and then very quickly press escape. This takes us back to the character selection screen. We can then repeat this process multiple times, and this is how we start with 3 tasers. This is of course a lot better than starting with 1, but as you can only have up to 6 weapons, it's still not necessarily a path to infinite success. So could we have more than just those few weapons? The answer is of course yes, and this is where auto-clickers come into the mix, because as you select your weapon, you can get as many of the starting weapons as you like, provided you click as many times as you want that weapon before the game actually loads in. So for that reason, I've loaded my auto-clicker up on my mouse, and I'm about to select the pistol as many times as possible. And wha-bam, we've loaded into the game here with 22 out of 6 pistols. Now, for a game that limits you to just 6 guns, having 22 of them is pretty useful, as we can just simply spawn in here, and as you can hear, the game's sounds are a little bit bugging out at the moment, but generally speaking, we have more guns than we will ever need, and enemies just quite simply are not able to even get close to us. Now, this is good, but it's not perfect. 22 pistols is fine, but we have a few limitations. They're very slow-firing weapons. So what if we were to try something different? Well, allow me to present to you the perfectly balanced class of the one-armed. Now, the one-armed is someone who only has one arm, but similar to your average Twitch viewer who only watches the hot tub category, that one arm is incredibly strong. Consequently, it has a plus 200% attack speed, and all damage gains are increased by 100%, with the only drawback that you can only equip one weapon at a time. Now, this is of course very powerful. The starting pistol here is now actually doing really good. It shoots very fast indeed, and these enemies, well, they don't really stand up to it. So that's a great success. But of course, you're limited to just one weapon, and nobody wants to be limited to just one weapon. Look, we can't even buy another pistol. It's just impossible. We could maybe discard this weapon, pick up a spear, but hey, a spear's not exactly very good. Look at that. Sure, we can stab it it real quick. Great. And we're just gonna die here. Spear, you're the worst weapon in the game. Pathetic. So we need multiple of a weapon. And so for that reason, we're going to do something very majestic. We're going to select the one-armed here, and then we're going to get as many SMGs as possible. We're going to use a mix of both exploits by using an auto-clicker as well as also just this escape function to see how many SMGs we can get. And as you can see, we've now spawned in with 33 SMGs. This is of course very good because as you can see, wave 1 is now a little bit easier than it used to be. Having that additional attack speed is very useful, and despite the fact that we're only doing 1 damage per shot, that's kind of all the damage we need to do when we fire 1,000,000 bullets. So bam, wave 1 complete, fantastic. We can even increase our attack speed further with say this reflexes upgrade, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stack as many attack speed modifiers as I possibly can, and we're going to see just how easily we can break this game. Now every time we level up we get to mutate ever so slightly, but also we can speed up the game a bit just by simply killing people, because once you kill every wave of monsters, the next wave spawns in, meaning the faster you can clear the waves, the more monsters you fight, and consequently the more experience you're going to be getting. And we can pick up a nose here. Now a nose increases your luck, everyone knows that, it is just scientifically accurate. And then we'll also pick up reflexes again. This is fantastic. Now our rate of fire is certainly looking very good. It sounds absolutely glorious. 1 damage is all we need to pretty much wipe out every enemy in the game, but of course the game will get harder. More and more enemies will spawn in, and so we must scale accordingly. We must not sit on our potato-based laurels. No, we must thrive and improve. Now we're starting to face superior enemies, ones that can even fire ranged shots at us, but luckily they also drop more experience. And generally speaking, whenever an enemy spawns in, it dies nearly instantly thanks to the sheer rate of fire of our glorious minigun. Alright, I've also upgraded ourselves so our SMG bullets are now doing 3 damage. That's right, 3 times the damage. The rate of fire is still absolutely fantastic, and everything is getting lovingly evaporated nice and easily. Now of course, yes, this game wasn't really designed for the use of 33 SMGs firing at the same time, and also I don't really know how biologically anyone could hold 33 guns at the same time, let alone being the size of a potato. However, I'm not here to question the game's logic, I'm simply here to just abuse it. And for that reason, I for one accept the fact that canonically, yes, a potato can carry this many guns. Now the rate of fire is just absolutely glorious. We basically aimlessly fire in one general direction of our enemies, and everything on the map is instantaneously murdered. We are yet to take a single hit of damage for this entire run, which I imagine is not exactly how the developers intended. Also, because our luck stat is so high, we keep getting all of these amazing goodie boxes which are filled with wonderful potential upgrades. Oh yes, more armor for less speed, yes. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have really bad speed, but that's fine. We just need attack speed or a bigger nose. Alright, now we're really facing the larger, chunkier enemies. These are actually meant to be difficult to murder. However, of course, they still die all the same because, well, this is a nightmare monster that I've created. The potato is just literally the most evil being this universe has ever seen canonically. And also, luckily, all of the enemies, thanks to my ridiculously high luck stat, are effectively pinatas made out of goodies that I desire and will steal from them. Tasty corpse monies. Goodness, we are just clearing these waves so quickly. It is glorious. Unlimited raw potato power, the likes of which not even the Irish have ever seen. Right, we've increased our luck even further and our attack speed and our damage. We now, of course, do critical hits, which do up to 12 damage, and there's a small chance when we murder someone that a bullet will fly out of their corpse, and that bullet does 60 damage, which is, of course, absolutely fantastic. And it's part of the reason why enemies are just spontaneously combusting on the screen. We also now have a maximum health pool of 36, and we've effectively become a god. Right, our attack speed is now up to 265, which is absolutely fantastic. We'll increase our damage to plus 80%. Right, let's go. We are now probably a murder machine for the final wave of the game. Yep, each of our base shots are doing 6 damage, and this will only increase as time goes on. God. Ah, the potato of death has arrived. None of you enemies shall survive at all. The potato takes no survivors. Well, we haven't even taken a single hit, ladies and gentlemen, but this is it. The entire run has been won. We have created a god that just quite simply couldn't be stopped. However, we can do better, because as I say, we can effectively have infinite starting weapons, and that's great, but there's an important thing we can do with that. Say hello to the stick, ladies and gentlemen. The stick isn't very good. It has a base damage of 8, and it's a melee weapon. But the stick has an advantage. It deals 10 additional damage for every other stick you have, and whilst the game can technically only process 7 melee weapons attacking at any one time, the amount of sticks you have still add to the stick's damage, meaning we're going to create the most perfect character with as many sticks as possible. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, time to activate the auto clicker, and we should have a decent amount of sticks. Okay, we have a decent amount, yes. We have 44 sticks. Now, 44 sticks basically raises the base damage of sticks up to 234, which, as you can imagine, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty decent. A critical hit from a stick is doing 400 damage. There isn't an enemy in this game that can actually even withstand that much damage, which makes sticks very powerful indeed. Now, we're going to go for a luck-based build. The more luck you have, the more items the enemies will drop, which means the faster you level up, and one of the advantages we have is that as the shouty man, we are going to be facing an extra 50% of enemies. This is very good, as that potentially means we can get 50% extra experience from all of their corpses, and already we're up to level 3. Oh, and that means we can pick up ourselves an uncommon nose for an extra plus 30 luck, raising ours up to 50%. So we have a very gloriously nosy potato, but still, sticks are not the greatest weapon in the game. There are damage upgrades we could be picking up, but they are actually completely useless simply due to the fact that, well, we can't actually do really any more damage than this. If enemies can't take more than 234 damage, then what's the point of doing more than 234 damage in the first place? We are very susceptible to any range dudes though, simply due to the fact that, well, we have to get close to something in order to murder it, and that makes them very annoying enemies indeed. Oh my goodness, and they can run away from us. Oh my goodness, and they do insane damage. Run away, run away, run away. It's okay, just we can live off of just having extra health and healing a bunch, okay? That's just what we'll have to do. Oh my goodness, they are spicy boys. Oh my goodness, and we get to pick up another lost duck for an extra 50 luck. There we go, we're up to 120 luck, and it's only wave 5. It will become one of the luckiest potatoes the world has ever seen, and already we're starting just to fabricate loot boxes from the enemies. Glorious loot box enemies. Now, I massively increased our HP as well, just to deal with the potential threat of any ranged boys, and also so that I can just barrel my way into the enemies without a fear for my own life and well-being. There we go, fantastic. 2 loot boxes already on this wave. Now, I'm literally just looking for anything that works with luck, and luckily for us, we have cyber balls, which basically means that there's 4 20% chances that whenever we kill an enemy, 30 damage will be done to another random enemy. This will hopefully make the whole clearing of the map a whole bunch faster, as we can kill enemies on one side of the screen and it will kill the others. It also means we don't really have to focus on any of the range dudes, considering we can just fan or snap half the map out of existence. And so yeah, it's just going to work in the most perfectly balanced ways possible. Oh my goodness, yes, this is now very, very powerful indeed. We're leveling up exceedingly quickly. We're getting lots of items off of the floor. Oh, there will be no way to stop me once I get this ball rolling further. Fantastic. 4 loots off of the floor as well. We can pick up another duck as well. We've become exceedingly lucky. There we go, 170 ducks. This also raises the cyberball damage up even more. Not that it really matters, because we can one-hit every single thing this game throws at us now. And we haven't even been to the top of the map, and every creature that spawned up there has already died. I mean, look at all this XP lying around. Where did the bodies come from? Oh dear. I got up to 210 luck, which is amazing. I'm going to pick up the baby elephant, which is another thing that scales with luck. None of these have any luck modifiers. All of these are useless. There we go, there's my rubber duck. And I roll again, and we lack money for anything. But that's fine, we're up to 260 luck on wave 8. And that just basically means we can murder everything that comes our way. Look, here we go, we got the beefy boys out. Now, the beefy boys, once again, one hit, because, well, you know, there's only so much beef in the world. Whenever we pick up an item, enemies just kind of die. And then whenever an enemy dies, another enemy dies. So it kind of just creates this nightmare chain reaction monstrosity. Also, we've already picked up 5 loot boxes this run. 5! Like, geez, just, the enemies are just printing money for us. Lovely. More items is more good. The more items, the more powerful I become, the more luck I have, and consequently, the more items I get. Oh, yes, this is true power. Oh, God. Far too many loot boxes. Oh, game, what have I done to you? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 loot boxes to go through. Fantastic. Plus 10 max HP for less dodge. Why not? Attacks have a 25% chance to burn. Sure, I love the scared sausage. Plus 5 melee damage. Why not? Plus 10 max health. Sure. A speed increase. Yes, I like that. Armor to decrease speed. No, don't need armor. HP regeneration. Why not? A lost duck to increase luck itself. Yes. Alien magic to give it max HP but minus 5 luck. I think we can spare 5 luck. I will take that. And then 15% extra damage we definitely don't need. Fantastic. Oh, this is going great. And oh yes, we can add another 14 luck with the nose. Let's go, let's go. Oh, this is fantastic. All right, here we go. Wave 9. I want to see how many loot boxes we can get. Oh god, my hubris. I just stood right on the spawn. But my goodness, what a glorious run that was. Now, this game is absolutely fantastic, although it is ever so slightly broken in certain ways. For example, this is the final wave, ladies and gents. We've had a very decent run, of course, by cheating in and starting with a whole bunch of extra SMGs was very great, but then by reaching the end point of the game, the miniguns became viable. This character also has one fundamental flaw. By having an extra 50% of enemies on screen, that means you level up more than everything else, and also luck is more powerful, because with more enemies, that means there's more enemies to drop loot boxes, which then means there's more chances to get upgrades, and then more upgrades mean you're more likely to get, say, a luck upgrade, and then a luck upgrade means you're more likely to get more loot boxes. It basically spirals the game completely out of control by making something that logically should be harder or more challenging actually just completely and utterly easy. This final wave right here could genuinely be completed by me just standing still in a circle. That is how easy we've turned this game into. Our bullets aren't even doing that much damage, maybe 13 damage each, but it's the crits where they do well, and trust me, they always crit. And that is the end of the run, ladies and gentlemen. Goddamn perfectly balanced. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is brotato, once and for all proving that yes, there is not a single problem on the entire planet that guns cannot solve. Probably. Car won't start, just shoot it or something. Want to get a bottle cap off of your beer? Just shoot the top of the beer. Make sure, of course, to avoid the small child standing behind the beer bottle. Ah, Americans. You and your fascination of guns has finally created something absolutely fantastic, and that is brotato. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed today's very silly look into exploiting this game, then please do give the video a like and hop on down into the description and tell me which you'd rather have. Infinite luck or infinite guns? It's a very challenging question, but as someone who already has infinite luck, the answer's easy. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. A huge thank you to all of you who've maybe subscribed, and of course all of those majestic patrons and YouTube channel members. Thank you for all of your money. Anyway, if you're sat there wondering what video to watch next, look no further than this one on screen now, hand chosen by myself to be absolutely perfect for you. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a lovely day, and goodbye for now.